So there's a quote that I'm thinking of that's from a certain show. If you know, you know. The quote goes, "Believe in the you that believes in yourself." Now, what does that mean? It means that you should start believing in yourself, or believing in the future image, or let's say your higher self, or let's just say a better version of what you want to be, and believe in that person that is you. Because your future self, or the person of you tomorrow, or the person that you want to dream to be like, or envision like, your heroes or whatever, they are all you. A great example I have is when I was in a relationship and I consistently uplifted the other person. I validated them. I tried to empower them, make them, not make them, but help them grow in every aspect of their life. And what did that do? That, of course, gave them the courage that they needed to feel more confident in themselves and take action for themselves. But after a certain point, you want to relinquish that power that you gave someone else to control your actions, which is basically what it is. And you want to start saying, okay, I've seen how you've taken my reins. I've seen how you have uplifted me, how you have changed me and wanted positive growth for me. But now it's time for me to take the reins and for me to take charge of my future, of my life, of my decisions, of my emotions, of my thought process, of my own growth. So when do you know that it's time? You'll never know. And that's not to say like you're never going to be able to empower yourself, but I'm saying you'll only know in hindsight. You'll only know when you look back and be like, okay, I was ready. I didn't even know it, but I was. I have the perfect example. I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but in my previous relationship, I had to cut someone off, or not cut someone off. I had to break up with my partner because the relationship was a duality of growth. We both grew in the relationship in our own ways. However, the problem was that I came to a conclusion that this person that I'm dating, I don't want to make it more complex than it is, that I was dating, wouldn't grow anymore unless I wasn't in their life. And it was very hard for me to make that decision. Of course, it was for my own growth as well. I was, of course, thinking about myself in the situation, but I also realized at the same time that if I did end the relationship with her, it would help her grow in ways that would not have been possible if we would have stayed together in each other's lives. That's just how it is sometimes. Growth is a single player story. And in hindsight, after the relationship, after all the conversations and the hardship that comes with breaking up with somebody, I realized that this person was ready because, of course, I was overthinking and always contemplating after the relationship ended, did I do the right thing? Did I do what was best for both of us? Did I do what was right for her? Or did I do what was right for me? Were they ready to go on their own mission and grow on them for themselves on their own? Are they able to walk or to ride the bicycle of life without someone holding their steering wheel or their hand or the back of the bike? And the person said to me maybe like a month before we broke up, of how they decided to look in the mirror one day and realize that the image of what they created when I was with them and the person that I empowered them to be was the exact type of person that they wanted to be and look like ever since they were a child. Which means that I allowed this person to blossom their inner child and to be confident and empower themselves to take the courage to grow in the certain aspects that they once denied themselves to be because of certain limitations or self-limitations, or because of their environment or growth processes. And they were never shown how to overcome these things or to feel comfortable and safe and secure in themselves in order to actually go through the process of healing. And in hindsight, I realized, wow, this person was actually ready to move on and live their solo life in growth and to continue on the journey that I have guided them onto. Now, I don't know what they're doing nowadays, but I do know that I did leave them in a state of, you can do this on your own. No more training wheels needed for your bicycle. So what I'm trying to say is that before you even think that it's time for you to grow on your own, to learn on your own, to integrate the things that you see online, such as me or other people that are more empowering and more knowledgeable in motivation and health and healing and shadow work and all these other things, it's gonna be scary. It's going to be scary. Why? Because it's the next step. And in the part of healing and the part of growth, you're never gonna know the next step. It just shows up in front of you, like if you were walking on water and the stones appeared as you walked. I think a good analogy would be like the Alice in Wonderland road, where Alice was walking and the road made its own way, or it showed its own way as she was walking. So maybe it's time. Maybe you don't even realize it yet, that you're ready to take the action that you need to do in order to start your growth process, your healing process, or just to take the reins of your own life and take control of what you relinquished so freely to everyone else because you weren't ready to take control. And that's just how it may be for some people, and some people might be the opposite, where it's like, well, I don't want to do that. I don't want to be able to make my own decision because I might fail. And that's the point. The point is for you to fail. There is no growth in succeeding. There's only growth in failure. And you can't fail unless you try. And you can't try unless you do. You can't do unless you take control of your actions. So this may not apply to you, but this may apply to someone that you know. Because the reality of it is that we all, every single one of us in our own lives and in each other's lives, are helping each other on our growth and healing process without even knowing it. Why do I say this? Because everyone goes through trauma. Everybody goes through problems that they think that no one can understand. But it just takes you to another level when you start to take a decision, or just make that impulsive decision to be like, you know what? It's time for change. It's time to be different. It's time to take the next step, whatever the next step may be. I don't even know, but I'm doing it blindly. I'm jumping off the bridge without even knowing if there's water, if there will be a safe landing, if there'll be something to catch me, if I'll fly. So yeah, I just thought that was a very empowering quote. Believe in the you that believes in you. It's a bit of a tongue twister, but if you really separate it, it's just talking about, if you don't believe in yourself, then believe in the person or your future self that believes in you. Because whether you do or don't, you yourself affect your future self. You affect the you tomorrow. You decide for the you tomorrow. And yeah, very short, very quick. If you like this content, or if you want to see more of myself, my face, make sure to like or subscribe and leave a comment down below if you have any thoughts or epiphanies or any questions. I'd love to answer and create dialogue with you guys. My name is Augustin, and this is just for clarity. Thank you so much for being here.